Hello and welcome. This is Nolan Formulary with Discover NC Homes and Nolan's News, and I have Kara Herring with me. Kara from Don Bullard Insurance. Thank you so much for coming.
Sure.
Appreciate it. Don Bullard, located in Southport and Wilmington. Amazing insurance company. I recommend them to all my clients. I'm personally insured with them, so just wanted to give you a little plug in. But the service is phenomenal and the rates are unbelievable. But she's here today to talk about a very important topic that I know very little about, but has been coming up in St. James, and it's LOMA. I don't even know what that means. So, Kara, if you can kind of explain that and what is this new thing that we're seeing?
Gotcha. So, LOMA is going to be a flood term
Okay.
from FEMA, and it's Letter of Map Amendment.
Okay.
Sorry, my voice is already going.
Oh, you're good.
So, Letter of Map Amendment. So, that's going to be where a particular lot is inadvertently mapped into a hazardous flood zone. So,
Okay.
a special flood hazard area.
And now I've
Um,
seen them in the AE zone, so we're used to AE zone, so
Right.
this is something within that, or could be within an AE zone.
Right,
Okay.
within an A zone, but maybe it is exceptionally high natural ground, that particular lot, so it shouldn't be in that area.
Okay.
But it gets lumped in which case then it would be on record
Okay.
that there's a LOMA for that particular property. Or if the consumer or maybe you would suggest you do think it's above the base flood elevation, maybe we should get a surveyor to look at it and then submit for the LOMA.
Okay.
Submit to take it out of that hazardous flood zone.
And what is the base flood elevation? What is that
It's
certain
gonna
feet?
depend. It's gonna depend on the area.
Okay, I
Yeah.
gotcha. I gotcha.
Yeah.
So you can so this letter can be submitted and it can be taken out of the zone.
It'll be taken out of the zone. Now, still, when so you can go to floodsmart.gov
Okay.
and put in an address and find out what area, what is that in, what flood zone is it in. Now, if a lender goes in, you write a contract, they're still going to pull that AE zone.
Okay.
So that LOMA, if you have it for a particular lot, so it's really important for a buyer, seller, real estate agent to know about it.
Yes.
And it should be filed with the city, with the community.
Okay.
So it should be easily accessible, but it's really important to keep that LOMA because it's still going to always be coming up.
I gotcha.
Again, it's still going to show in that AE zone, but you're going to have that amendment, which is another piece of paper that says, nope, we changed it.
Okay.
And it's not in that hazardous flood zone anymore.
And that does get changed through FEMA, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Very good.
Yeah.
And just one last question on this, Kara. So when an end user or a builder is going to build, say they're in an AE zone and they don't get a LOMA, what does that mean, or how is the build different?
Gotcha. So you're just going, and the builder will know.
Okay.
They need to build to certain specifications. So if it's in an AE zone, number one, you're going to have the flood insurance if you have a mortgage.
Okay.
So that's going to be a requirement. And then in that AE zone, they're going to want to see that there's flood vents.
Okay.
So that the flood waters can flow through,
Makes
if
sense.
it's on a crawl space or pilings with an enclosed area. Obviously, if it's up on pilings, what's called a diagram 5 for flood,
Okay.
that means there's nothing under there, no
Gotcha.
enclosure. That one, obviously, I mean, there's no reason to have vents because there's not walls.
Yeah.
But yeah, so it'll have to be what they call properly vented
Okay.
for the flood waters to flow through.
No, that makes sense.
Yeah.
And just one last question. So, like on Beaver Creek, we're in St. James on Beaver Creek Drive, AE zone, but they're all of a sudden these LOMAs have come up and they've never been there before. Who put them in place, and why have they been put in place when they were never there before?
Flood zones change all the time.
Okay.
So likely in 2018, I know there was some changes out here at St. James. So some
Was that from Florence, do you think, or a result from Florence, or just
no, it
just-
would have been happening just a restructuring, I
Okay,
guess.
okay.
And then it does take a few years for the maps to
gotcha.
actually be resubmitted. So there were some changes. There were some properties that went into the hazardous flood zone and some that came out.
Okay.
So without looking at the particular property, it could have been that maybe it was something that went in and then somebody submitted to get the LOMA to take it back out of that flood zone.
All right, and one last question before I let you leave. So if this kind of caught me off guard, I was working with a client on a home site, had no clue what this even meant, and a builder actually told us, how as a real estate agent, end user, builder, how do you know if it's in or there is a LOMA involved? How would you know that? By going to this website, or?
You may not know.
Okay.
You may not know. You got to do some research on
Okay.
it. But as I say, if it's just a lot, probably not gonna know of a LOMA unless somebody's come in and submitted for it. The owner, the builder, maybe a builder's got a lot, that he has submitted for the LOMA. I guess, you could check with St. James as well.
Okay.
With their community
They should know.
flood program.
Cool. Well, Kara, thank you.
Yeah.
Appreciate having us. Again, Don Bullard Insurance Guys, great insurance company, wealth of knowledge, and always here to answer questions.
Yeah.
So, thank you.